Well, I grew up in church my whole life, and it was like really like sewn in me through my parents and my grandma. But when high school came along, I came to a standstill with my walk with God, and I found that I was trying to do things Jared's way, and I was trying to please other people. So one day I was talking to a group of friends, and my girlfriend was right there next to me, and they all walked away, and it was just me and her, and she looked at me and she was just kind of like, why do you act differently with your friends than you do when you're at church? And at the time I was just like, whatever, like she's just being a girl, just whatever. And so I kind of brushed it off, and I just left the situation at that. And um, it wasn't until maybe a few months later I was talking to a person, and they were like, I'm excited for God, like I'm ready to do great things, and I want to get closer. And then I think it was like later that night, I'd find that person like posting stuff on Facebook about them at a party, and like it got me angry to see that they were acting one way in front of me, but then another way when they were around a different group of people. At that moment, it something hit me, and I realized that God was trying to use that person to reveal something that I had been struggling with, and it was a very eye-opening experience, and I realized that I was that person in a sense that I was trying to please people to be with the in crowd, and to let go of that was super hard. But it came down to that moment where you're asking yourself, do I want to go all in with God or not? And I think that's when I really said, God, have all of me, have everything I am, and I'm not going to hold anything back. And so it was it was a tough experience, but the feeling afterwards was awesome, and knowing that I was doing the right thing was awesome. From that day forward, I promised myself and to God that I wouldn't try to be something that I'm not. I would try to be what God has called me to be. When I was dead, I would live two different lifestyles, and I would probably be the person to drag somebody down with me and drag people to those parties. And now that I'm alive, it's more of people through me are meeting God, and I'm helping people find God. And through that, God has opened many doors, not because I'm like trying to please anybody, but just because people like the person that I am. And that's always refreshing to know that God, through you, that God's like helping touch other people. And me being on the football team helps people know that like not just softies like go to Jesus, like anybody can go to Jesus. And I think that's what's awesome. And I don't know, maybe I can be the light. I know a few guys from the football team have thought about coming and have come to Tuesday Night Alive, because they always see me going, and they're like, what are you going there for? And I think it's awesome that through me they can see a little bit of Jesus. I'm Jared Rodriguez, and I am alive.